Before I start with my presentation, my entrepreneurial heart was a little bit crying with one of the things said in the previous speaks, especially when it comes to the tech side. So when you want to run a business or want to start a business, I'm a fan of a lean startup methodology. And please make sure that your first MVP does not contain any tax compliance. Focus on customer needs, focus on product market fit whatsoever. And once you are successful and you earned your first million, then use that money to hire people and experts to sort out your tax compliance. But don't get crazy in the first iterations about tax compliance, because I think this is very much confusing and will not bring you to the first million. What I want to talk about today is how AI affects business models. There is a lot of talking around how AI changes the world, how AI disrupts societies where we live in. And I want to just give a little example about the company I'm the CEO of, how we use AI and what my key takes are when it comes to artificial intelligence. We are Schunck Group and Schunck Group. We are one of the biggest risk managers in Europe. So we help customers to understand their risk situation, mitigate the risk, prevent the risk, and deal with claims when risk materialized. We are roughly 2,500 people. We deal with more than 2.5 billion of premium amounts of our customers, so it's significant size. In Schunck Group, which I'm leading, we are focusing on the logistic industry. So any truck going around, any ship, any airplane, we might have our fingers in place so that it is safe and will not collapse or produce any damages. When you look on our business model, what are we doing basically? And I'm breaking it a little bit down because experts tend to make it complex and it's very fancy and we have 10,000 different legal entities and stuff. But basically what we are doing, we collect information about in the reality, in the real world. We interpret the information and we make recommendations what to do with that. So people running around collecting and understanding information. When you put the business model like that and you think about AI, I'm fucked. Because you would usually say, I can do that in a split second. Why do we need an expert going to a construction site, counting machines, counting employees, looking how things are structured, how workflows are going? We have the Internet of Things in front of us. There are sensors all over the place. Machines talk to each other. So why should we need people? Making interpretation about risk. Yeah, my engineers, my lawyers, my tax guys are very much sitting together and think about how changes of business models of our customers affect their legal situation. With smart contracts in place and AI interpreting everything, send those guys home. That could be the first take when you look at AI. And I mean, being dystopian is very easy. So seeing the world coming to an end, everybody can do that. It's very easy. But when you look a little deeper in our business model, there are some challenges when it comes to artificial intelligence and data and interpretation. A mobile phone is a mobile phone. If you throw it on the ground or I throw it on the ground, doesn't make any difference. We have hundreds of millions of mobile phones around. So understanding mobile phones and damages on mobile phones is kind of easy. Yeah? Bikes, cars, rings, clothes, anything which is on scale available and very same logic. I think it's an easy AI game. Yeah, very easy, because you have data on scale and you can train machines very easily. I mean, what people are doing there is not real intellectual work. They are just dealing with different data sources to bring stuff together. When you look in the insurance industry, what we are doing, we are looking at harbors. we are looking at airports, we are looking at construction sites. So it's a little bit more complex because there are not two airports which are exactly the same. A construction about engineers is different than a food production site, for example. So the data we are dealing with is very, very unstructured, and the description of reality is very expert-driven. I'm not saying that AI cannot come into play. I have some use cases how we use it, but I'm just saying that AI needs some prerequisites to really unfold its full potential, and that is data on scale. Yeah? So I think there are limitations. When you look on our IT vision or IT strategy, you can see that AI is not part of it. This also has a reason. We are not ignoring AI, but in my understanding, AI is a tool. Yeah? It's like a hammer. Yeah? The strategy has goals of what we want to achieve. We want to make our people work from all over the planet so that we can be digital nomads, and it does not make any difference if they sit in Singapore, Munich, or New York. We want to be fully integrated in the systems of our customers, yeah? To use their data, to have no interrupted workflows, and so on and so far. So there are clear objectives we follow with our IT, but using AI is not a core reason for itself. When we find AI tools or solutions which help us to reach our goals, we will incorporate it, but AI is not a reason for itself. I have an example, and maybe this is a well-known one. There were years where it was shown on every conference. When you think about Netflix, has Netflix been disrupted by technology? What do you think?
Well, originally, if you take the story of Netflix, it was created in 97, and it was a video club that was sending DVDs by post. So when technology arrived, now they're just like a platform online where you have a subscription monthly, and then you can, it's completely different to their first model that was happening in 1997.
Mm-hmm. Other opinions about Netflix and the disruption? I agree 100% on your point that the operation system of Netflix fundamentally changed. But the key question, and we had some philosophical aspects this morning, the why, what is the business model of Netflix? When you say sending DVDs around, then the business model has been disrupted by far. But when you say Netflix wants to relax people on their couch to consume content, yeah, or whatever, distribute content, sell content, but make people watching stuff, their business model hasn't changed completely. It's exactly the same. They target private customers at home in front of their screen. With dispatching DVDs, their operational model was state-of-the-art in those days. With new logistic, they changed to free sending stuff around. With streaming services available, they killed the analog way and brought the stuff directly in front of the customers. And now with big media corporations trying to suck out all the profit from the value share, they are a Hollywood studio in the meantime. They produce their own content as they can extract more money out of that. Yeah, but their core business model is still the same. Make private person watch videos or content or whatsoever. And with this definition in mind, I'm very much questioning if AI disrupts the industrial insurance. Because when we say selling an insurance policy is our business model, then we will get disrupted for sure. But when we say we make our customers sleep at night because we take care about their risks, yeah, then the business model will stay the same. And AI is just a change in our operational system, in our way how we operate, but it's not a disruption from my perspective. I can jump over that. But how are we using AI? I'm a huge AI fan, and I think AI will change the world how we know it, don't get me wrong. But I just want to play a little bit with words when digital transformation and all these things are said. I think we are the best to transform ourselves with new technology, and I don't need to wait for Amazon or for Apple or whosoever to understand how risk management works. As long as I'm using the best and most modern technology, I think we are kind of fine. So how do we use AI cases? There was a 2.5, 3 year story before we implemented the first models. And it starts very simple. Make data available. We had, I don't know, 600 million official documents in our file systems. Photos, Word docs, PDFs, whatsoever. So the very first thing is we made all our archives, all data we had stored, machine and readable, so that the machine could understand what is in the document. We then started to classify the documents. What is it? So we enriched all the documents with metadata so that the machine has more insights where to look at, on what to look at, and what is expected to be in. And currently, and these 2 steps has been done 2 years ago, and now we are helping the machine to understand what is in the documents. Yeah? It's all about legal stuff, 100 pages of legal frameworks, different things. Lawyers want to change an and an or all the time to tell everybody how important they are. So none of the documents is really the same, but most of them contain similar contents. Yeah? The same stuff written in different words. And we try to help the machine to identify these kind of frames in the documents. Aha, here is about my obligations when it comes to delivery, time, and quality. And then we try to help the machine what different variations of these clauses are existing. And this not on any different word is a different thing, but is there a structure or are there different types, meta types, within these clauses? Payment days, first day of the month, last day of the month, first day of the quarter. There is not so many different types of payment dates, but there are 100,000 different written things. So, and to make the machine understanding these patterns is one of the big things we are currently working on. And then we try to extract all the relevant information out of these blocks and translate it into metadata. Yeah? So this is a payment term, and this is payment term number 15, and number 15 means any second Wednesday of the month. Yeah? So this is kind of how we get our unstructured data into structured data which can be read by a machine. We are agile and blah blah blah. So currently we have a 2-week cycle where we release little AI use cases. This is one of them. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 cycles, but in principle, so we are releasing use cases on a very regular basis. This one saved us 120 working days, yeah, so half an FTE. On a bi-weekly basis, yeah, that counts. So we have an email coming in, it runs through the model, and the model just tells us what email is it. Is it a request for proposal? Is it a request for change? Is it a new risk? Is it a change of existing risk? So there are categories of emails, and the AI recognizes it, says, okay, this is customer XYZ, these are the related contracts of the customer, this is the peer group who is specialized for this topic and this customer. Yeah, and directly routes the correspondence, the communication in the right teams. Yeah, alone this sorting mechanism saves a lot of time. And it's not to release people, it's about to shift people from admin bullshit to the customer service oriented stuff. And we have multiple incoming channels, and we put AI models on every channel, and we have one big, let's say, platform in the middle where everything goes in and then gets distributed in different teams, in different cities, in different countries. The next thing is, and what we do here, we create tickets, so workflow tickets out of these informations. The next thing what we are doing is we shoot these tickets not into groups of colleagues, but we shoot these tickets against our APIs. Yeah? So a customer requests a proposal. We know which calculation mechanism is necessary for this kind of product. So we directly shoot the email into a ticket against the API, and the customer gets an auto response. Yeah, gets his quote, gets his change, gets or whatsoever. This is one specific thing. One release cycle saves roughly 800 person days. Yeah, so 4 FTE on a sustainable basis, and we get faster, better. So we are getting scalable. That's the thing. We are growing like hell currently. So getting people is one of my biggest challenges currently. So we are hiring, just saying. So it's not about make people redundant, but just to free up their capacity to focus on stuff where we can really earn money. So ticket to API is a second big wave we are currently transforming and automating all our stuff. So learnings for the future. I'm not afraid when it comes to technology changes, because I strongly believe that when you keep up pace with these developments, you gain a competitive advantage. So AI will make us better and faster than most of our competitors. That will make us gain market share, and that will keep my people working. When you are late in the process, it will get a challenge. The companies who jump on those trains later, they will really have a problem. But I think Kodak is a very well-quoted example of how successful business models can be destroyed by technology. My personal take is Kodak just had a bad management. Yeah, that's basically what happened. They had all the informations available. They had the technology in-house. They were just ignoring what was going on, and that put them out of the market. With them being more awake and being more aware, I think they would still be one of the biggest content creating companies in the world. So I'm not afraid about AI, and I don't believe that the big tech companies, the world is huge. Yeah. Before they come to insurance, they revolutionized the housing market, the mobility market, the communication market, and all the things. Banking, insurance, and all the finance stuff, yeah, they will never get there. Yeah? So I think we can run the transformation on ourselves. What is the biggest challenge here with the efficiency we bring in the system? We challenge the workplace of a lot of people. Because people opening envelopes and typing in what is written on paper now need to talk to customers. So this fundamental shift in what do we request from people, what skills do they need, and so on and so far. We need people building the machines, because all what I have shown is nice, but it needs to be maintained. The data models need still get to be trained. I don't have the people, and my admin colleagues will probably not be able to do that in the next couple of years, even when we try to train them. So there is a huge shift how the workforce structure is done, and this is the real transformational change, which the management or the leaders need to have a focus on. And as long, and that's the last sentence, and I started with that. What is our why? What is our purpose? It's making customers happy. And as long as we have this in mind, I'm not afraid that we will stay in business, because customers know exactly what they need, know exactly what they want. When you try to protect what you are doing, yeah, but we have done this all the time. Yeah, fuck it, maybe we need to change it. Yeah, so don't protect what you have done. Just listen to the customers, what they are telling you, and then you stay in business, even in such multi-changing, difficult, wacka, whatever times we are currently living in. Okay, thank you.